Welcome back, and today we were talking about this Anker 458 power bank. With the weather that we've been having this summer and potentially going to have this winter, I knew I needed something to provide some extra battery power for all the devices my family have. We've got phones and tablets, and being able to charge flashlights and everything else that we've had in the power outages. I know just this summer I ran our generator over 90 hours, just over a few week period. And so this guy has some awesome uses, not only for emergency power at home, but for on the road and out camping. So we're going to cover all of those things. This is the Anker 548 power bank. On Anker's website right now, this guy runs for $170. He's pretty new. You can also find it on Amazon. I found it on Amazon and got it for just over $100, maybe about 110. And so check the link in the description. I have a link to Amazon and to this device, and you can probably get a coupon, so you're going to get it cheaper than you probably are on Anker's website. This has 192 watt battery capacity, but what that translates into is you can charge your MacBook Air about 3 times, a iPad Pro just over 3 times. Your iPhone 14 Pro Max is going to charge about 7.5 times, so obviously if you have a lower, I think mine's at 11, you're going to get more charges out of it. But we're going to talk about it in a little bit. This little LED light that comes with it, you're going to get over 40 hours of LED light if you're running this like in an emergency situation and you need some light. So you're going to get there's a lot of options and capabilities you get with this guy. What it comes with is you've got 2 USB-C ports right here. This one is an in and an out, the bottom one, and then the top one is just going to be just an out. And then 2 regular USB ports. This yellow port right here is for actual solar charging. So if you have a solar, some portable solar panels with like the XT60 port, you can actually charge this. Say you're out camping, you're out on the road. You can charge this with some solar panels they have to be anywhere like the 10 to 24 volt panels. But this does have a solar panel charger on it. On this light, there is a auto mode. If you hit, so there is a light button and SOS button. 2 buttons on this, super simple, nothing else. Obviously, you have this big SOS, is easy to see. This light, when you click it once, it's going to show you your status screen. What you have is, so it shows me I have 76%, and the auto is on. What that auto is if you have this plugged in at home, with that auto function turned on, and all you have to do is hold it down for about 3 seconds and you'll see that turn on, is when the power goes out, this light will automatically come on. So if the light goes out and it's pitch dark, this will come on and help you find your device, and then you can set it up. This has a great sturdy handle, almost like a seatbelt, thick, stiff seatbelt material handle that has some little rivets on here. Super sturdy handle that's not going to go anywhere. There is these vents. I've never heard a fan, so I don't think there's a fan here, but there's some vents on either side for heat ventilation. It does have this emergency glow strip on it, so it's just literally glow paint that can absorb some light. So if you don't have it plugged in, you may be able to see this in some pitch darkness through that glow strip on either side, and then the back side is blank. All right. Uses. This will, if you do not keep it plugged in, will keep about 85% of the battery life for about a year. So you can charge this up, stick it in your closet, and say you lose power a year later, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can bring it out and it's still going to have about 85% of the juice left in it. So it has some great battery storage capabilities. Now, uses. I've talked about power outages, so easy, great for, again, the auto feature. Say you're out of power for a couple days. Great to keep your kids happy about it, being able to keep their devices charged, being able to charge your phone overnight. I want to actually show you kind of what you'll actually get out of a charge. So I will plug in. I have this, it's actually a little studio light I use for filming sometimes. I also have the basic USB. A O-light flashlight. So I'm just going to charge, plug these in so you can see how some of these charge. And then if you saw my last video, my 511 bag, I have this Anker battery that I do carry with me all the time. So just those two lights that are charging, we're at an 8-watt output. And then I will charge this. And so this is now charging too. And we're going up to, if you can see, we are in the 15-watt output. It shows we have about 8 hours of battery life left. As the output moves around, your time, but it shows you how much battery life you have left. 76%, but that may not translate into anything for most people. But it does tell you hours left, and the screen will time out. So as that's charging, so that's getting up to 20 watts, and so I'm charging a flashlight, another battery backup on there. If I want to, I can turn the light on that I demonstrated. The light has two functions. There's a dim, I think it's a 3-watt and a 5-watt options that you have. You also have the SOS function. If you are in an emergency situation, maybe on the road or in a natural disaster, you have that for people to find you. Now, outside of power outages, how else can you use this? Because otherwise, that hopefully isn't going to happen very often. We actually use this on a recent road trip. If you've got a road trip that is multiple hours, like the 8 to plus hours, maybe 8 to 15 hour drives, this came great in our car. So if you're using your phone for navigation and maybe streaming some music, I don't know, for us in our van, the plugging into the van just does not keep it charged. It sometimes maintains the current charge, but usually we're not plugging it in until we're low, and if we're going to lose navigation at the wrong time, trying to get to where we're going. And so this worked great, being able to have this right next to our seat, plug our phones in, plug our kids' devices in when they got low, and that allowed us to keep everyone's devices charged on a long road trip. So that is a great option to have. Once you get to your destination, charge it back up. You've got it in an emergency situation, like I said, on the road if you need it, but also you've got it on your way home. So if you're a road trip family, this is a great option. It's also not one of the smaller devices I'll mention at the end that's going to get lost somewhere in the car. It's easy to find. It's kind of big. So it's a great option for that. Now, another use, camping. This is a perfect battery backup for camping. You have your light to use in your tent when you need it. You can run that light. Like I said, you've got 40 plus hours of light. So if you're on a long camping trip, obviously if you're on a hiking camping trip, you don't want to lug something this big around in your pack. But if you are site camping, this is a great option. If you're a little more rugged and you don't have access to power. So that's a great for keeping your devices. You want to stream some music while you're hanging out around the campfire. This is a great option for that, also providing a light. Now, if you're looking for something more for business travel, if you're looking for something for a flight, obviously something this size isn't going to work as well. I would recommend the 737 power bank or one of the new Anker Prime devices that are a fourth of the size of this. A lot of them even have the same amount, can get close to the same amount of power. I know the 737 is about half, but it's also a fourth the size and weight, so it's great for throwing your suitcase and a bag for a flight. But otherwise, I love this for those three things. Power outage, keep it at your home. It's big, you're not going to lose it. If you're on a road trip, it's a great option. Like I said, we just drove from Memphis to Atlanta, and I know that's a short drive of like 5 to 6 hours, but it helped us on that trip for when any of our devices got low. And also camping. I'm taking both my boys on a camping trip in a few weeks, and we will have this in our tent for light, charge cameras and phones and things like that on that camping trip. So if you guys want to go check this out more, again, check the link down in the description. You can find this on Amazon. Usually they have some codes or some coupons that you can get this cheaper than the $170. Again, I got it for about $110, so check that out. I appreciate everyone that's been watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.